Hello, it's Thursday night.
Not
I,
Friday.
I am about to forget what day it is again. And it's 7 o'clock ish.
Ish. We run
Definitely.
on the ish around here.
So we're here again with our permanent co host,
Yes. Permanent. I'm back.
the Chloe Monster.
Yeah.
Um, so we've got a good show for you. We're going to do the show that was requested last week where I was asked to pick out my top 10 favorite firearms manufacturers of currently in operation.
Johnny Fresh Hour says hello.
John, how are you? Well, I hope. I hope everybody's had a good week. We've got a couple of really interesting announcements to make tonight.
Yes. Exciting ones.
Um,
Hey, John.
we have some
Hey, Eric.
At least 4 big announcements tonight.
Derek Whitson's ready.
Are you ready, Derek?
He said he's sitting on ready.
Sitting on ready to go. I don't think I've ever seen him when he wasn't.
Miss Gail says, hey, sweet baby.
Hey, Nanny.
So, as we're getting some folks logged in here and getting things ready to go, what's it looking like back there, Stephanie?
I think you need to get going.
All right.
They're ready.
They're ready.
Hand me my coffee, please.
Well, if you look at the camera, I will. You can quit looking over there.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, we're going to start off tonight. We're going to talk about, of course, our normal lead-off subject is NFA. Last week we told you we were seeing about 13-day turnaround. That was last Thursday night. Stephanie informed me tonight we're back to about 9 days. Is that what you told me?
I've even had the rare 2-day.
But on average right now we're seeing about 9 days turnaround on suppressors. Availability is getting really rough. We're ordering and ordering and ordering, but we're not receiving. It's getting a bit concerning. Prices. I haven't really looked on it the last couple of days to pay attention. But what would you say, Steph? They're eking up?
A little bit. Not
just
some of them
creeping?
are. I mean, the ones that are available are either ones we don't want.
Or they're $2,000.
Exactly.
So availability is not good. It's
David Eno says, hey, everyone. Johnny Walker said, hey, Tom.
Johnny, Dave, glad to have y'all. But the price, I guess right now, price is getting to the point it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
And I say that because there's not much to buy. I think even shipments coming into our suppliers, from what I've understood, talked to 3 today, and the shipments coming from the manufacturer into distribution seem to have slowed down. That with a bigger demand across the board is it's making it kind of tight, guys.
Hey, Matthias.
It's so happy to have him back.
He's been here almost every night this week.
he is definitely loyal, and I appreciate him. So, prices, there they are what they are. Not a whole lot happening there. Turnaround times, far better than we expected
Yes.
right now. Like I said, this week we're seeing, Steph was telling me about 9 days. You know, I would bet every dime I had it would have been 6 months right now. But availability is what is the story. It sucks. Just to be blunt, availability is bad. So let's go on to TFA and GOA. What have those guys got going this week? Well, as we told you, last week TFA won a major victory, involved in a major victory there, with the courts ordering the release of the Covenant School Shooters Manifesto, complete manifesto, unredacted. It's going to answer a lot of questions. With GOA, boy, they had a good one this week. Or I should say, GOA's membership. But one of our fellow GOA members had filed a Form 1 to make. I don't know what he was making, honestly. But there's a place on there that you have to write what the purpose is. What purpose do you have for this item?
Joe Pruitt said, "Dang, both of them are pretty."
Oh, God.
And so is Pruitt.
He
In
is.
his own Pruitt way.
Mm-hmm.
He's so pretty.
But I'd far rather look at Leanne. She's not quite as hairy.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Anyway, one of the fellow members of GOA filed Form 1, and on there they have a block that you have to fill out that says that is the reason that you want to have this product or to make this or whatever. What's your reason? Never knew we had to have a reason to exercise a constitutional right, but it's on there. It's also on your Form 4s, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So he writes in there, to exercise my God-given right. That's how he answered the question. ATF sent the paperwork back disapproved because they said the reason provided was inadequate. To exercise my God-given right was an inadequate reason for him to want to file the Form 1 and do whatever, build whatever it was he's trying to build. Of course, the first thing the member did is contact GOA headquarters. GOA went live with the story yesterday. I think I've got my timeline right, don't I?
I think so.
And it was on Minuteman Militia. Eric himself got involved and put a lot of stuff out, and they turned up the heat. And today, ATF reversed their decision.
That is right. And pretty much said that they sometimes make mistakes.
And
Because
approved his Form 1. So, there you go. Every victory is a good victory.
that's
But people ask me, what's GOA do? Well, there it is. Individual member. Yesterday he had an issue. Today his issue is solved because the organization takes care of the individual members. You know, when I stood in front of a group of people last year at goals, and I told them, I said, I'm not going to ask you to support them. I'm going to ask you to support us, because everybody in this room, I assume, if you're in here, you're a GOA member. And the membership is what is GOA. So you're not giving money to them, you're putting money in, just like I am and everybody else in this room that night.
Mhm.
We're all putting money in to support us.
Yes, Matthias. If you will send us a message, I will get the info to you.
What's that?
He's wondering if we sell T-shirts with the store logo.
Tell you what, you get us your address, we will get you a shirt. We will get you a shirt. So that's, you know, a cool thing we've had happen really in the last 48 hours with GOA. Lots of good things going on.
Chris Beckett wants to know if he can ask a price on an item, or do you want him to call tomorrow?
I don't care. What do you want to ask?
What you want to know? John Miller said it's investing in our two-way community.
It is. It's investing in ourselves.
Yep.
And I love the fact that that's how Eric sees it.
Yes.
You know, he don't see himself as the boss. He sees himself as the person that we select to keep to go out and do what we honestly don't have time to do because we're making a living. We're busy working and doing other things. And he takes it as a very serious trust. And I love the fact that, you know, even individual members, as big as GOA is, even when individual members have an issue, the senior vice president is personally involved. Just talks about how great the group is.
Yeah, it does.
Binary AR trigger.
I don't have any right now. If I remember correctly, $4.99 to $5.99. They may have come down a little bit, but I haven't had any binaries in quite some time. Everybody seems to just want the FRTs.
Yep. Todd Reynolds, our shipment hasn't got here yet, but believe me, we will go live as soon as we get a shipment of suppressors in.
That's gonna be, when
Yeah.
some of this stuff starts coming in, we'll just have a live during the middle of the day of us down there ripping boxes open.
You're
there won't
welcome,
be any
Chris.
rhyme or reason. We'll just be snatch ass and grab.
I have been looking for them, believe me. Every box that comes in, I was hoping they were suppressors.
Me too. Okay, guys, here's the first really big announcement. Are you ready? I know Whitson is. April 23rd, you know, I told you, write that date down and save your pennies. April 23rd at Mount Richmore. That's right, Mount Richmore. John Rich's private residence on the 3rd floor. There will be an event for the Tennessee Firearms Foundation, which is a 501c3 organization. Any money that you put into this event, whatever you do, is totally tax deductible. But John, again, this year is going to host this in his home. And guys, let me tell you something. It is a good time.
And we got to go last year. Looking forward to going this year.
We were there last year. We've already been invited back this year. We are going to be one of the sponsors of the event.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to run. I think last year it was $1,000 a person. You get dinner, last year, the Duggar Brothers showed up and played a show, and then John Rich and his band went on and played a show.
Sounds like fun.
It was fun.
You know, we had the live auction, which I actually got to go on the stage and do the auction.
He did.
It's a great night. It's so much fun. You don't know who you're going to run into in the room.
What, Dave Ramsey was there last year?
Yeah, Dave Ramsey.
Wow.
You know, the whole time I'm up there, I've got spotlights. Oh, I'm up on the stage. There's a stage in there.
Yes.
I've got the spotlights are in my eyes, so the only thing I can see is like this, you know, left and right, and right here, I can't not see him. I'm begging people to spend money, and there's Dave Ramsey sitting there. Every once in a while, he'd tweak a little bit of a grin. But it was fun. Got him to bid on something.
Yeah.
But let's see, it was open bar, dinner, 2 shows, live auction, and like I said, you don't know who you're going to run into. You really don't. But it's great. I'm standing there looking out over the Nashville skyline, and I was probably sipping on a Redneck Riviera bourbon, and you know, man that ended up becoming what I like to consider a friend. Walked up and got to meet and met Monty Fritz for the first time. And I didn't even know who the guy was. He's just somebody that was there, and you know, hopefully he'll be our next governor. But
Hopefully.
we'll see. But you know, great guy. Never would have thought he was a politician.
No.
Well, he's not. But anyway, that's April 23rd. I believe tickets probably going to be about $1,000 a head. It's well worth it. You can contact me for a link. Richard's supposed to be getting me that link where you can go on and do your tickets. And guys, take advantage of it. There's not going to be many seats. You know, it's very limited seating because it's a small venue. Like I said, it's John Rich's house.
Honestly, just the seating area is probably not much bigger than just this,
Which is,
the front of this store right here.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about back there, just right here.
So, you know, it's not like you're going to be crowded in there with 1,000 people. No, you're going to be in there with 100,
Maybe.
maybe.
Very limited.
You know, good chance that you'll be standing there and hell, John still walks up and starts having a conversation with you because he pretty much walks around and talks to everybody in the room. You don't know who you'll run into. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's worth the cash you'll spend. It's tax deductible.
Yes.
And it supports this year. All that money's going right. If I understand right, we're going right into helping fund the Big Beautiful lawsuit with GOA to get rid of the registry and the waiting times and all this extra BS on suppressors and short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, and AOWs. So it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a night you can have a lot of fun, and you can help a really good cause, and you won't forget. It's a night you won't forget. Last night, going on to announcement number 2, we launched a new series with myself and James Davis. uh, called Long Range Shooting 101. It's on. It's up on the YouTube channel if you want to go watch it if you didn't get to see it. And last night we laid the foundation for the series where we defined words and made sure everybody's speaking the same language. Kind of laid out the goals for the series, and let's give a lot of definitions, explained a lot of terminology, so that as we progress, each episode's going to build on the one before it.
Mm-hmm.
But we kicked that series off last night.
Yes.
Yeah. What we thought would be about a 30-minute episode turned into about an hour and 10 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we had a lot of ground to cover.
You did.
Yeah.
And I had to smother him with coffee.
Yeah.
That's worth watching, just for that part. Number 3 announcement. It's a new bill been introduced by Chris Todd up in Nashville. And it redefines some language in existing gun laws. And I think this is a bill that bears watching. I'm not going to say a lot about it right now. I haven't actually read the bill. Chris did tell me he had filed it, but I haven't actually got to read the bill. But it's been filed. There's several different news stations, even BBJ here out of Jackson, and I've seen several news stations across the state have picked it up and talking about it. So, yes, it's out there. Yes, it's sponsored by Chris. I haven't read it. I think it's going to be an interesting bill to read and track through the process.
Mm-hmm.
Now, big announcement number 4. Big announcement number 4. As you guys have heard me say multiple times, this month, February 2026, marks 54 years since WHMC opened. For the first 44 years, the guy at the helm of the ship was Walter H. McClanahan.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2016, the torch was passed from Walter to Lance Shearer. So this year not only marks 54 years that the doors have been open, but it marks the first decade of the torch being passed. Lance's first 10 years.
It's a long time.
So we will be celebrating this year. We will be doing it with t-shirts, with koozies, with caps, with
Mugs.
mugs, and
Playing cards?
No.
Oh.
we will be having get this guys, 3-day event here in the shop. We're going to celebrate. That event will be March 13th, 14th, and 15th. We're actually going to open on a Sunday.
For everybody that says they can't make it, you have no
Everybody's
excuse this
got a
year.
Chance. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. March 13th, 14th, 15th. We are going to throw a bash. You better believe it. If you're out of town, you better come into town. If you're from Timbuktu, get an airplane. You're going to want to be here.
Is this going to rival our Black Friday sales?
I don't know. We're going to put the stuff out there to do it.
Yes.
Now, how many people want to come party with us, and how many people want to save money, and how many people want to take home cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think anybody would like to do that.
Because we're going to actually probably put more stuff out than Black Friday.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put some deals out there. Bunches of them. More on that to come later. But Lance wants to celebrate our first 10 years of the torch being passed. So we're going to celebrate.
John says he's ready.
We're going to party like it's 1999.
Oh my goodness.
And we got a little red Corvette.
I wasn't alive in 1999.
Miss Gail said she wished she could be here.
That was a little musical humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look up Prince later.
So that's our 4 big announcements for tonight. Blowout at John Rich's house, April 23rd. Get your tickets. They're very limited. New series on long-range shooting with my good friend James Davis and myself on the YouTube channel. We'll be on a playlist, so you can watch each episode as they build on top of each other. We're going to keep an eye on this new bill that Chris has introduced in Nashville. And we celebrate 10 years of carrying the torch, of Lance carrying the torch. And we're going to make a very special weekend out of that, March 13, 14, 15. So about a month from now.
Goodness, we got a lot to do.
Like I said, we're going to have special stuff available for this year. T-shirts, hats, koozies, cups. Who knows? Hell, we may even build a special series of rifles. You never know.
You never know.
It could very easily happen. So, anyway, that's got all that done.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what it's time for?
Tom's top 10.
And I've never put one of these out.
Uh-oh.
Think about it.
You haven't.
I've never done a top 10 list.
Did you have to think really hard on this one?
Well, first I had to sit down and I had to think about, what factors am I going to, what's going to be the criteria? And I sat down, I played with it, and I couldn't come up with just one top 10. So I did 3.
So it's your top 30?
Well, it's 3 different categories.
Okay. All right.
There's guns $1,000 and under.
Mm-hmm.
What's my top 10 there? Guns $1,000 and over, say up to about 4,000 or so, and then guns 4,500 and over.
Ooh.
So, those, they're different.
They are.
Yeah.
They're very different. So, but for the $1,000 and under, I looked at, is it in current production? What's its overall quality? How's the durability, reliability, fit and finish? Are parts available if something breaks? Is the gun shootable? Is it currently available? Even if it's in current production and everything, can you actually get one? And the cost. So that was the criteria. And in no particular order, well, I guess we'll do this in an order, okay? Let's do this. Number 10, of my top 10 is Bagara. Now, I realize they probably have a limited, well, people have thought it was a limited product line because they're just a long gun company. But what you get for the money you spend on a Bagara rifle is amazing quality. Excellent barrel, good metallurgy, and most of them will shoot right out of the box. You know, they will shoot acceptably.
Yeah.
And well, right out of the box. Put a good scope on them with a good set of mountain rings. You don't need to really do anything to the gun except get it out and shoot it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, tell you what, go over there and get me.
A Bagara.
Yeah, there's a HMR. I think it's kind of in a tan stock. Right there. No, down just a little bit. Down just a little bit there. That one. Yeah, bring me that one.
This is a B14 HMR.
Yeah,
You like this one.
I do. But this rifle, okay, this is an $1,100 rifle, so it's a little over, but still. They make a rifle very similar. That's about $900, just a little different stock.
I think that was the first one I
Um,
grabbed.
Miss Gail's asking, are you wearing a preview of the upcoming anniversary shirt?
I am
Ish.
ish. This one's got
A boo-boo on it.
this one's got a boo boo on it. But my other shirt, I had chili for lunch. And Stephanie informed me, and Miss Chloe informed me right before we went on air that I was wearing as much chili as I ate. But this is an upper line Bagara, or midline Bagara. And you see, the gun's got such clean lines. You look at the fit and the finish. The finish is even all the way across. You know, the fold runs like it should. It's nice and smooth. They stay with AICS magazines, which makes it really easy. And gives you a lot of great quality magazines to choose from.
Yeah.
You know, with this gun, you've got the adjustable cheek piece, the adjustable length of pull. You got the stock that's already cut out to ride the bag. You see, nice flat form. It's already got the two studs for a sling and a bipod. 5/8 24 threads, floated barrel. I mean, the only thing you need to do with this gun is put a good base on it, good set of rings and glass, and go shoot. So, you know, people ask me all the time, what, you know, factory rifles, what, you know, what do you think about them? And I'll tell them, you know, Tikka's number 1, Bagara's number 2, maybe Browning falls in at number 3. But I would also say with the Tikka and Bagara at 1 and 2, that can change according to which particular model we're looking at within the respective lines. So number 10 is Bagara. Thank you, honey.
Yep.
Number 9 is FN. FN does so many things, and they do so many things really well. Whether you look at the 509 tactical, the current 9mm, whether you look at their reflex, whether you look at the 545 or the 510 pistols, or we go back in time, you know, at the original Browning high powers that were made in Belgium. They were all made by FN. Then their own version of the high power. Look at all the different machine guns. They made our machine gun. They made our M4 carbines for what, 2 decades? If you look at all the things that have come out of FN and currently still come out of FN, they've been a major player in the game. They've always given, their guns have always been quality. They've always worked. They've always had good materials. And while it's weird, on the American market, they will get attention. And a new model comes out or something, people will go to that new model, but they just don't hold value that well. That's why they're down at number 9 on the list. They, for whatever reason, they don't hold resale value that well. And it's one I really don't understand. And they share that, them and number 8 share that problem. The resale just doesn't hold up. But FN, quality guns, reliable guns, whether you want a long gun, whether you want a handgun, whether you want a machine gun, whatever you need. They've made it, they've done it well, they've done it very successfully, and they've done it that way for a lot of years. You know, we're talking over 100 years. So I don't know how you make a modern list of your top 10 and not have FN in it somewhere. Okay. So number 8. Number 8's HK. Again, you can go through a lot of the same things I just said about FN.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. HK's been around a long time. They've been known around the world. They've produced some of the best known long guns out there. Of course, then you had the HK USP and the Mark 23, and like the one your dad got from me, the big 45.
Yeah.
The only weapon, the only handgun that the U.S. military ever classified as an offensive weapon. They've made, the G91s, G93s, all those guns. Great guns. MP5, MP7. Great guns. But overall, across the board, they suffer on the resale side, on retained value. Now, granted, look, I know we can go in there and we can cherry pick certain numbers, that certain guns that do really well. Say the same thing about FN. But as a whole, if you average it across the line, the resale values just don't hold up to what they should for the initial investment that you're putting into it. And that's the reason that they fall as low as they do on the list. All right. So number 7, Tikka. Only put them that low because, as I said with Bergara, they're not a one-trick pony. That's not what I'm saying, but they're a rifle company. They make rifles. Now, granted, there's been guns made over time under the Tikka name that weren't just bolt guns or bolt rifles. There's been other things, but primarily Tikka is what Tikka offers, especially here in the States, is bolt action rifles.
Yeah.
But they offer damn good bolt action rifles.
Yeah.
Probably one of the highest values out of the box that there is. And like I said, the only reason they're number 7 on my list is just because of the limited on what they do. But that's why they're good at what they do. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got other companies out there that do well at multiple things that's just going to push them higher up the list. Okay, so now we're ready for number 6. Number 6 is one I've struggled with. I've looked. There's really three different guns, three different manufacturers. I've wanted to kind of rank at number 6, and of course you can only put one there.
Yeah.
And so we're going to say number 6 is CZ. And there's a theme here. CZ, for over 100 years, has made nothing but high quality guns. I mean, they've made some military stuff that that might have looked cheap back, way back, but they functioned.
Yeah.
And they function very well. Their current stuff, the P10s, very popular P10C, the Nocturnes, of course, the Shadow series based on the CZ75, which is the second most copied handgun in the world, by the way. A lot of people don't realize that. But the CZ75 second most copied handgun in the world.
I know a lot of people have come in asking for the CZ Shadow.
And their rifles, their centerfire rifles are amazing. Great barrels, great metallurgy. The finishes do well. They could do a little better on the finishes, especially on the stocks. Especially for the price point they're putting them in. I'm not crazy about their stock. But that said, when you put the scope on the gun and you take it and put it on the range and it just sits there and shows out for you and shows you how a rifle's supposed to shoot, sometimes you just quit bitching about the stock and go on.
Yeah.
But they suffer from the same, the CZ still suffers the same problem, and I can't explain it. Because these are three very high quality firearms that last a long time. It's not like they're not durable. But CZ suffers from the same thing HK and FN does.
You may want to answer this one later, but Scotty Betts wants to know what the cheapest Colt AR-15 5.56 available today is.
I'd say probably an $800 or $900 range, but I would have to look to be sure.
Right. All right.
But CZ, again, a lot of times what you pay initially for the gun. Now, again, you can go and pick things out of the line that this isn't true about, but as a whole, if we take everything as a whole, they just do not hold resale that well. And I can't explain it. There's not a good reason that anybody I've ever talked to, everybody pretty much recognizes it with all three, FN, HK, and CZ. We all see it. We've seen it for years. But nobody can explain it.
You're welcome, Scotty.
So that gets us to number 5. Boy, number 5 is a shootout. However, for number 5, we're going to go with Ruger. I hate to put it like this. Ruger's a company that doesn't do anything exceptional. They don't. But they do lots of things well.
Okay. I'd agree with that.
Okay, if you're looking for that exceptional piece that's just going to knock your eyes out and make you go home and have dreams until you get one, to me, Ruger's not your company. However, if you want a gun, in most cases, some of their newer stuff I've got my doubts about. But traditionally, if you want a gun that you can beat the living hell out of, shoot 50,000 rounds through it, and take it back out tomorrow and shoot it again. Drop it in the water, bounce it off a wall or two, whatever, and pick it up and it still be able to work. That's a Ruger. We used to say, especially in the revolver world, you bought Smiths or Colts for their elegance. You bought Ruger because you just couldn't break it. You bought it for durability. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a gun built for people. It's built like a tank for people to use. Do I think the Americans and that kind of stuff were built like that? No, not necessarily. They're not going to be as tough as the old 77s. The stock material, the metal, everything. It's just not going to be as tough and as strong as the old model 77s. But no, if you look at like one of the guns they're pushing right now, the Security 9, with the little dot sight that comes on top of it and the 13 round capacity, and the gun is very utilitarian. Very utilitarian. But they're like $300, brand new. And they got a decent trigger. No, it's not. It's not a match pistol. It ain't got a match trigger. But it's got a really decent trigger for what it's supposed to be, which is a carry working gun. And the ones I've ran flawlessly. They run hollow points, run plus P, run non-plus P. Whatever you wanted to run without an issue. Probably on your lesser expensive, it's called value line guns. I would say that the Max 9 the Max 9 looking thing is number one. I don't think there's another value line pistol out there that can touch that gun for what you get for what you pay. Is it pretty? No. Is it elegant? Oh no. But is it brutally tough? Is it reliable? Is it shootable? Yes. So that puts, Ruger's, I think, solidly at the halfway point of our list. Like I said, they don't do anything exceptional, in my opinion. There's people that will disagree with that, and I would not argue with them. But they do lots of things well.
I'm thinking we may have to let your other two lists go on to next week. You just got a lot of... You have a good following right now.
Number 4, Beretta pistols. Specifically the 92 series. 92 FS, any of the 92 series. They got to make the list because they're a freaking legend. Are they my favorite thing in the world? No, but even though this is supposed to be my top 10 list, I still have to be honest. If I'm going to make a top 10 list, then Beretta's got to be in it. The guns have just been too influential over too many decades. And, we're going to talk about the 30-32 Tomcat, which is a great little pistol. Those Jetfire 22s, or the 22 Tomcat, or the 92 series, or the 84. These are guns that have earned a place in legend. And you know what? They actually hold value. They don't, compared the new price compared to what they do, in the used market. They actually hold value better than. That's why I rank them ahead of some of the others that people would argue might or be better guns. Don't know about that, but you could. I guarantee you, it wouldn't take much to find the people that would argue both sides of that. But they hold value. All right, now number 3, Walther. I could probably find a lot of people disagree with me, but I think Walther right now is doing some great stuff. I think they finally got their head out their ass on a lot of things,
I like my Walthers.
and they paid attention, and they've spent some time. Maybe I don't know if they've had change in some people, some personnel, some management, but their marketing has changed. Some of their, it seems like their core ideas have come more in line with where they ought to be rather than World War II. The PDP series they're putting out, ain't no, that gun ain't got a backup from nobody. And again, you're seeing them when they trade, they're holding value better.
Mm-hmm.
So we're down to number 1 and number 2.
I bet I can guess what they are.
What?
I haven't seen your list. I'm gonna say that Smith and Wesson's number 2 and Glock's number 1,
Well, you got the 2 companies.
but I have them wrong.
This is one that's tough. It's really tough. If you're talking about current production pistols,
True.
okay? Because a lot of the stuff coming out of Smith right now is better than anything they've done in the last 30 years. The Shield X is an impressive piece of pistol. The Bodyguard 2.0, wonderful gun. Smith packing up and leaving Massachusetts, coming to Tennessee, made one hell of a political statement. It made a very positive statement, where Glock bowing the knee to the left made a very negative political statement. But I'm going to put Glock at number 2.
Oop, I was wrong.
Not just because of their current politics,
Right.
okay? But I would be lying if I said that didn't have some effect on my decision, because that pissed me off. But the slap in the face that they gave us with the V series, even the way they re-engineered the internals of the slide on the Gen 6, which, I mean, the Gen 6 feels great. It's the best feeling Glock they've ever come out with.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Sits the hand a little different. They did a lot of things that needed to be done. But it's still a cave-in pistol the way the slide's designed.
Johnny Fresh Hours, curious, where would you put Springfield Armory on your list?
As an honorable mention for their 1911s. The XDs have been too sporadic. Okay? A friend of mine was here not long before we went on air. That's the Springfield rep. And we were having some discussions. I love Springfield as a company.
Mm-hmm.
Springfield does a lot to support WHMC. If we're having an event, if we're doing something here, if we got something going on, Springfield is always one of the first people that will jump in and say, here, you know, here's a Waypoint 22 to help offset your advertising cost, or you know. But the XD series was always just sporadic. You get one, and it may be the greatest shooting gun that you ever had. I had a 45 tactical, and that was one of the shootingest pistols I've ever had in my life. And then have one out of the same batch, the damn slide fly off it, in the first magazine. Or have them firing out a battery, or the Echelon. I haven't had enough experience personally to know the reviews are good. The gun feels better in your hand. It seems to be built better. I mean, it's built in the same place, but HS Products out of Croatia.
Matt Booth said, what about Taurus?
Taurus might make a top 25 list, but I don't think it's going to make a top 10.
Though that TX22 is super popular right now.
The TX22 is super popular because people can they've got an FRT for it.
Exactly.
If they didn't have an FRT for it, the guns would be sitting on shelves gathering dust. Because that's exactly what they were doing before the videos of the guy with the FRT.
That's true.
Everybody you talk to, man, every distributor talked to, we had them things sitting in there 50, 60, 70, 100, 150, 200. Nobody ordered them. Guy comes out with the video because they got an FRT people can get a hold of.
Blew up.
Blew it up. So understand, that's not the TX22. That's not Taurus. That's somebody come out with a cool toy you could put on it and make it shoot really fast.
Yes.
But I don't know. Taurus has had a sporadic past. I'm not a Taurus hater. Taurus is, before they're going to get up here and compete with some of these others, really compete with them, they're still got a lot to prove. It is interesting that they're moving some production to the United States.
That's a good thing.
So now let's go to number 1. Smith & Wesson. And that, folks, if you know me for any time at all, should shock you to your socks. But we talked about current production, current quality, what's going on. The stuff Smith is putting out, the ideas they're making work, like the Bodyguard 2.0. I mentioned the Shield X. Look at their lever action, 1854 series. They're doing some really good stuff. They're putting it in the right markets. They're doing the right things in the right market. Like the Shield X, that gun shoots amazing. The Bodyguard 2.0 for a little bitty 380 is probably one of the most shootable 380s I've ever put in my hand. And they're back to holding value. The 1854 series holds its value well. Most of your Smith revolvers hold their value quite well. The Bodyguard 2.0s, even for an inexpensive gun, which they would, you'd have to consider them that, holds its value quite well versus new price. I think right now Smith's just got their game. They've got their game together better than most anybody in the industry. Them and Walther. Personal opinions.
Yep.
So, that's the first list. Let's get the second list knocked out. On the high end, number 10, Beretta. on their semi-automatic shotguns and on their semi-automatic shotguns. You know, A400s, A300s. People that aren't shooting want to be. Hold value. They're easy to shoot. With the gas and the kickoff system. However, the kickoff systems, when they break, and you're kind of screwed. That's why they're at number 10. You got to acknowledge it. It's wonderful, but when it breaks, it's broke. Number 9, Fierce rifles. They get into the pricier range. They should be over toward the $4,500 list, but they have some that are in that $2,500, $2,600, $3,000 range. The guns shoot well. They're attractive. They're a semi-custom gun. They're not a true custom rifle, but you know, they are a few steps above an out-of-the-box factory gun, and they do them in some interesting calibers. Number 8 would be Hill Country rifles. Again, maybe they should be over in the little higher end, because they're going to go to the high end of this 1,000 to 4,500. They're going to be at the higher end of that. Basically, they are a custom rifle that you order built the way you want. As you would, you know, when you come in, the fit and the finish are what you would expect them to be. The actions are smooth. The triggers are good. Test targets, they figure, you know, they're telling you know what ammunition you need to shoot with them. It seemed to be a pleasant company to work with.
Zach, rewind later and watch the entire show. He's talking about Bergara.
So, number 7, Benelli. I put Benelli here at number 7 because, well, their SBEs and the Cordobas and the M2s and M4s are top shelf shotguns. And the Lupo rifles appear to be great shooting rifles. The ones I've handled really nicely. The Benelli brand, you know, we know Benelli owns a lot of companies. Hell, Benelli's owned by Beretta. Is a long gun company. And so, therefore, you know, what they have to offer is limited to the long gun stuff. But what they do really, really well. And I don't think you can make the top 10 list in this price point that Benelli doesn't get on the list somewhere. I think a lot of people may argue it should be higher than the list. But you know what? It's my list.
That's right.
Number 6. This one may surprise people. And that's the WHMC rifles. The stuff that we do that's below 4,000. And why, again, I think our rifles hold the value well, they perform well, the fit and the finish is going to be good. But we build centerfire rifles. We may do custom work on other things that other people have produced, handguns and that kind of thing. Now, we may pull those things apart and basically rebuild them into something different. But what we make is some variation of a bolt action rifle. So that puts us as a limited product line. But what we do damn well.
I think so.
So now number 5, Wilson Combat. When you want to talk about their ARs, when you want to talk about their 1911s, some of the stuff that Wilson themselves have designed, they've been around a long time. They do an excellent job.
Yeah.
And they got to make that list. Number 4, Les Bear.
I was wondering where that one was.
That one, number 4 and number 3 were really tough for me to decide which one slides in where. However, when we get to number 4, when we get to number 3, I'll tell you what made the decision.
Okay.
Okay. Les Bear, been around forever. He can build a hell of a car. He can build a hell of a pistol. The fit, their fit, their finish. Really, we're at guns right now that are so good. That it's really I think a lot of personal opinion that tilts one way or the other.
Matt Booth said Wilson Combat and Nighthawk are great.
Yep. So at number 4, we got Les Bear. Number 3, Nighthawk.
That's what I figured.
Now, personally, I'm not sure that Nighthawk's pistol's better than Les Bear's.
Mm-hmm.
I would not make that statement. I would argue it the other way.
Okay.
However, with Nighthawk acquiring Cooper, and now it's going to be Cooper of Arkansas, and giving them that wonderful Cooper line of rifles, that is what decided number 3 and number 4.
Okay.
Because it allows Nighthawk to carry on a legend. You know, to carry on a series of rifles, and I think maybe bring it back to its previous glory. Because they had let it kind of slip. But I'm excited to see what comes out of Nighthawk on the Cooper side. Number 2. This will surprise Stephanie. Ed Brown.
Not surprised.
That he said number 2?
Well, maybe that it's number 2. I'm curious about what number 1 is.
You know, Ed Brown Custom, there's a lot of great manufacturers out there. There's a lot of great custom 1911 guys. There's a lot of great pistol smiths. There's people who have done some wonderful, wonderful work, but somewhere in the world, somebody's got to be the best. And to me, that was Ed Brown. He was a gentleman. We lost Ed, last year or the year before?
Last year, I believe.
He was quite the gentleman, quite the shooter, quite the intellectual. He could talk about so many different things, and his guns were absolutely amazing. Just, if you ever have Ed Brown, it's just, you'd understand. You have to have him to understand. And on this list, who is number 1? Number 1 is Freedom Arms. Very well be the finest revolver ever built on the face of the earth. The attention to detail, every minute little speck that this company uses and has for years is amazing. It fit. I don't know how they get it that precise. And it's handwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're expensive. But, oh, when you handle one and you hear that cylinder turn and lock up, I mean, it's a bank vault. You hear it clank, clunk, it's locked. You know, when you sit down behind it and you get to shooting, and now you're hitting 200-yard targets. Back when I could see, with no real issue, you know, we were shooting. You know, you get to where you shooting Dr. Pepper cans at 200. The guns are amazing. The quality, the fit, the finish, the you know, these people put a part of their soul in those guns when they build them. So number one on that list is Freedom Arms. Now we're going to run through the third list, the high-end list, and we're not going to do this in any particular order because it's so varied. I don't know how I would put it in order. But Camdex Defense out of Canada. These guys make some of the sturdiest, most rugged gear that you can imagine, and some of their rifles are just simply amazing. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Of course, Barrett Firearms out of Murfreesboro.
Posted a Barrett earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
And no, that's not the one that's sitting on the shelf in here.
no,
I've already had people asking.
no, that's a different. That's a Barrett 99 with the Night Force. Holland and Holland. You know, how do you not put Holland? You got to make a list, a top 10 list of high end stuff, just so Holland and Holland can be on it. Or Rigby. Or Merkel. And then one, this gun is so impressive. It's so impressive. I went there and picked out one gun from this company. And it's the Manhurin R73.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the finest double action revolver ever built. French Special Forces and special units using 357. They shot on average 60,000 rounds of full house 357 Magnum every year. And they needed a gun that would hold up to it. Not even the end-frame Smiths would hold it. So they went to work. Manhurin went to work and they built this revolver. And it is amazing. You just have to see one and sit there and go through the little stuff that they did and how they beefed it up. But these guns were holding 125, 130, 150,000 rounds of full house 357 Magnums. I'm not talking about the cutback stuff we got here now in Sammy. Since they brought all these little guns out in 357, I'm talking about real 357s. So somewhere that gun has to be on somebody's. It's got to make a top 10 list. The other stuff Manhurin done may not deserve to be there. They've done some good stuff. They've done some crappy stuff. That gun is amazing. And the only place you can get one now that I know of is through Beretta. Out of one of their custom galleries. And they're between $4,500 and $6,500.
Not bad.
Next on the list is the Browning high grade over and unders, like grade 5, grade 6, those kind of things. Some of the prettiest guns out there, made with a lot of care, made with a lot of precision, and still shootable. And the last one I got on here is Standard Arms or Connecticut Valley shotguns. Now I know Standard's known for a lot, brings out a lot of gimmick guns. However, they also make some very serious guns. Their 1911s. It's a copy of the Colt Woodsman and their single action army. The single action army that they make is one amazing pistol. It's better than anything Colt ever made. And the fit and the finish and the look, and it's got it all. And when you get over to the Connecticut Valley shotguns, these guns are basically made one gun at a time by one gunsmith by hand.
Goodness.
And you want to see some amazing craftsmanship and see amazing American-made craftsmanship, check out Connecticut Valley shotguns. Now, some honorable mentions. It's the SDS line of pistols, whether it be the ones with the Mac name, the Thesis name, or Inglis. Those guns are high value guns for the money. Absolutely high value for the money. I'm gonna give this one, this particular, the little Diamondback 357 SDR pistol.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give Kimber a call out on the K6S. These are all guns that really deserve a mention. And there's others, but when you say you're gonna pick what you think are the top,
Not everybody can be in the top.
not everybody can be in the top
And not
10.
everybody deserves to be in the top.
But the thing was, when I picked mine, I did. I've now shared them with you. First top 10 list I think I've ever done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, hey, it's open for debate. I'm not always right, just 99% of the time.
And this is your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they asked for, was your opinion.
So now you have it. And anybody got any suggestions for what you want me to do next week? No. No.
Nobody's posted anything
Nobody's
yet.
posting. Okay, we'll figure it out by next week. But either Monday night or Tuesday night, we will be filming the next episode of the long range shooting series. And I think it's going to be Monday. I think we're actually going to film it Monday night after we close. We'll be filming installment number 2 of that series.
Yes.
And we'll be getting ready. We'll be working on some other things that hopefully we'll have some in the very near future. Some more really big announcements and major news for you. Anything you got to say tonight, youngin?
Thanks for watching.
Guys, as always, we appreciate you. Thank you. For those that's going to be watching later, watching over on YouTube, we appreciate you.
Yes.
I know this has got turned into kind of a long video. For anybody that sat all the way through it, you are amazingly special. As always, God bless America, and God bless you.